Hello.
Hey, my friend. How are you?
What a
Hamza.
nice day with you,
You're
and
making
I
a
see
nice.
you again.
We have our uniform on today, the same color shirt.
Yeah. How could you call of the situation?
Yeah, we said we said we have our uniform on. Uniform.
We
Like
have
we,
uniform on.
yeah, because we have the same color shirt. The same color shirt. Yeah.
Actually, we, especially women, say similar things. They don't like uniform on,
Huh. Right,
right? Why we have same cloth on it, right? Like this. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
how are you, brother? How
I'm
are my
doing
friend?
okay. Doing well, doing well. It's bright and early today. It's now 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was gonna start at 9 today, but then I got up really early, so I had my breakfast early, and I started an hour ago. So, uh,
4 o'clock in the afternoon in here.
yeah, 4 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
uh, before we start, I want to ask you a question about. I heard about the Sophia Church, the Sophia Mosque. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I heard. It's apparently it's a very controversial issue. Controversial. What's your position on that?
Yeah, this is a complicated situation actually.
Mm-hmm.
Many Turkish people think about of it. It's true decision. In my opinion, it might have how could say it might have been different
Mm-hmm.
decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, in my opinion, the Muslim people wants to go there to pray, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how could you pronounce Sophia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hagat Sophia. Hagat Sophia. No.
Hayat Sophia. Could you write it for me? I'm sorry. How could I pronounce it in English?
Well, it's just I guess let me see because hold on a second. Let me see the uh hold on because I wanted to make sure I say it right. Hagia
No problem.
Sophia. Okay, here Hagia Sophia. Hagia.
Hagia Sophia.
Yeah.
I heard like this. In my opinion, Hagia Sophia is cultural heritage for all countries.
Right.
Um, 100 years ago,
Mm.
uh, Greece, as you know, Istanbul occupied from some countries, and Greece government wanted to how could you say wanted
Con-
to
convert.
compare confirm
Convert. Uh-huh.
convert wanted to convert Hagia Sophia to church. It was
Okay.
so wrong
Right.
because uh, Hagia Sophia
Mhm.
is that
Hagia. I mean Hagia. So how would you say in Turkey?
Hagia Sophia.
Okay, Hagia Sophia. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
I go with what the Turks say. Hagia Sophia.
Okay, yeah, I would say like this. Hagia
Yeah.
Sophia is a uh, I said at the beginning of the conversation is a cultural heritage, right?
Right.
Air, I can say hair, right?
Right. Right.
And
Mhm.
that's why uh, we should have done different things.
Mhm.
Uh, if you want to play there, right?
Right.
We should
Right.
divide Hagia Sophia two
Mhm.
parts: to
Mhm.
pray and
Right.
as we should have been evaluated. We should have evaluated different things, as I said,
Mhm. Mhm.
as a museum
Right.
and as a mosque.
As a
It was
mosque.
possible, right,
Right.
Mark?
Right.
And I don't agree with this decision. I think it's so political decision.
Right. Yeah.
I don't agree with this decision, right? But
Okay.
as a Muslim, it's a good decision as a Muslim, I think.
Mhm.
But on the other hand,
Mhm.
it might have it might have uh, been different
Mhm.
decision.
Right.
That's why I don't agree with this situation. I don't agree with this decision.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously,
Honestly.
look. Yeah. I mean, I don't, I can't profess to tell you exactly all the history of it, but
Mhm.
I know a little bit about the fact that it was built during the Byzantine
Yeah,
period, and then converted by the Ottomans, I guess, in 14, when they took over Constantinople. Well, they defeated the Byzantines, right?
it
And they
was
took
built Emperor Justinianus.
Right, Justinianus. That's correct. And then when they lost the war, which I think we talked about, where
Mhm.
there was the attack going through the woods. You remember the ships crossing
Yes.
through then was, I guess, converted into a Muslim
Mhm.
Islamic mosque, and then of course Ataturk
Mhm.
reconverted it into a museum in what
Yeah.
1934. So it's a difficult question. I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't like to get into the politics of all of it. I would like it to be an environment, a place that obviously, when I come to Turkey to visit you, that would be a place I would love to go and visit. You know what I mean? I want to be able to
Of
go
course,
there,
you would.
yeah, and be able to see it in its splendor and take photographs of it and
Mhm.
adorn the beauty of it. I mean, I want to be able to have that kind of feeling. So I don't know how that changes with it being a mosque, whether if it's a mosque, you can't enter it at certain times or you're restricted or all of that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what the scenario would be. And of course, it's caused a lot of friction
Yeah.
in the world today. Yeah, you have the Greek Orthodox, the Russian
Mhm.
Orthodox. Everybody is UNESCO heritage. United States, everybody seems to be opposed to the conversion of it. So that
Mhm.
kind of alienates a little bit because religious structures are very important. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a person to make that decision. And I mean, it was Muslim, it was Islamic,
Mhm.
and then for how many centuries? For many centuries.
Like almost 7 centuries.
Yeah. So for like
Mhm.
7 centuries. So the fact that it then converted into, then it became a museum, and now they want to reconvert it. I can't say that that's wrong. I mean, for example, in Spain you have the Alhambra.
Alhambra Palace, yeah.
Yeah. The Alhambra Palace was a Muslim palace.
Mhm.
Now it's a museum. You could go there and enjoy the atmosphere of it.
Mhm.
So, and then you have, there's a Al-Aqsa mosque in Jerusalem that is a controversial situation. So, they have a lot of these situations that are controversial, how people respect it. So anyway, I just hope that it doesn't turn into be much something worse than it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is my
Yeah.
exception, right?
Right.
Expectation.
Right. Expectation. Yeah.
Actually,
Mhm.
um, I am 100%. I agree with you.
Mhm.
Up to
Mhm.
here, um, people have to respect each other, right? I
Right.
don't want to criticize a countries, but I have to criticize Greece about the
Mhm.
situation.
Right.
Greece criticized Turkey about Sofia, but
Mhm.
they cannot criticize Turkey. Honestly, I'm
Mhm.
speaking honestly, 100% now, because
Mhm.
there were so many mosque in
Mosque.
Greece,
Okay.
mosque. Mosque, is that correct?
Well, in English we call it mosque, but you can
Mosque.
say mosque. In Spanish is mesquite,
Mesquite.
mesquites.
Mesquite, yeah.
It's very
Well,
different.
they convert. Like, there are so many Muslims in there,
Right.
but they don't respect Muslims people. But
Okay.
at least 30% rate Muslim in there, right? But
Okay.
there is no mosque in a part of, I think it might be a part of Greece. Many of
Okay.
part of Greece.
Right. Right.
Yeah. People, as I said, have to
Mhm.
respect each other, right?
Right. Right.
Muslims,
Mhm.
Christians,
Right.
and we say Buddhist. How could say in English? I don't know.
Yeah, Buddhist, Buddhist,
Buddhist,
Buddhist.
and
Mhm.
all of them. That's why Atatürk was decided a good decision about
Right.
Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia.
Right.
But in for now,
Mhm.
as you said, it's so important to be continue.
Mhm.
How could you say it? Protection, right? It's so important now. Protection. Many
Yeah,
people
protect. Yeah.
protect. Yeah, if
Mhm.
they protect Hagia Sophia, same
Mhm.
things.
Right.
There is no problem because people might come again Hagia Sophia, right, to visit, the visit there, and
Right.
I think it might be fairless, no money.
Mhm. Right.
Uh, Fairless, is that correct?
Pay less, pay less.
But there's
When
no
you say
money.
pay, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Without
It's
money,
free,
it's free.
free, free, free. Yeah.
They people when you come to Turkey, you can visit there free, and
Free, freely. Yeah.
really,
Mhm.
and but I think it's so important to protect there, in my
Right.
opinion,
Right.
and not be political
Mhm.
material.
Right.
They not. I also feel not should not be political material.
Mhm. Mhm. Right.
Accept that.
Mhm.
Um, Honestly, there's no. I don't agree with this decision.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, look, like you mentioned,
Mhm.
these are political decisions that are made
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we have to take it lightly.
Mhm.
We, in terms of the decision made by the judiciary, the Turkish judiciary. I mean, they certainly considered. I think maybe they were influenced a little bit by President Erdogan, his
Mhm.
wishes, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad decision. I mean, I think they need to find a way, a mechanism by which
Mhm.
everyone could participate in the situation.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, let's say yesterday is the holy day for Muslims. For
Mhm.
example, Fridays. Said
Friday.
okay, on Fridays we're going to restrict it to only Muslim prayers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then during the week, or from Saturday to Wednesday, for example, hypothetically, we keep it as a museum, or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
So
What a good.
so you could so you could appease both sides. You know what I mean? Yeah, you
Yeah.
could appease both sides.
What a
Yeah.
good thing, actually. I
Yeah.
thank you for your advice, because I like your
Mhm.
advice every time. Yeah, but I know I'm not agree with this decision, but I don't agree with European countries'
Mhm.
comments, right?
Right. I agree.
Because
I
they don't honest. Do you agree with me?
absolutely 100%. Listen to me. The Europeans are the most hypocritical people in the world. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they're so hypocritical. They, for example, I'll give an example. In France, for example, they
Yeah.
banned the Berbers, right? They banned women from wearing the face guard. But now they institute policies where you have to wear a mask. It's contradictory. You see?
You are the most honest man I have ever seen it before, my friend. That's why you are my friend.
Okay, well, they, for example, I mean, I've been fighting for so long,
Mm-hmm.
for human rights. You have countries that commit vile human right issues, vile. Where
Mm-hmm.
I give you an example, Al-Aqsa Mosque. I mean, the people can't go and pray there anytime they want. They're restricted by the police and the guards and the military that allows them in or out when they want them to. You know what I mean? Yet
I know.
Europeans say
Yeah.
nothing about that. They don't say anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them standing up on the pedestal and saying, free Al-Aqsa, make sure that the people could go and do that. They're very hypocritical,
Yeah.
very, very hypocritical.
Could you
So,
write this word, by the way, at the same time?
yeah, sure.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Okay, hypocritical. 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 Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, what it means is that you want somebody
Mm-hmm.
to do something, but you don't do the same thing. You understand?
I understand very well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that word to me is the most that gets me so angry. That
Me
word.
too.
It's for example, Christians say, for example,
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt not according to the Bible. According to the Bible. I wasn't there is in Isnik when it was written at the Council of Nicosia.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
told
wasn't
me that.
there near Bursa. But
Mm-hmm.
the point is, and it's alleged that thou shalt not kill. Yet they go kill people in the name of religion. You see, it's so hypocritical. This is my point. You see, yeah,
Yeah.
we as a society, as humanity, we have to be consistent in what we do. Consistency. So, like you hear these people telling the French, especially the French don't like the Turks. They hate the Turks.
Mm-hmm.
The French government, they hate the Turks. I don't know what is this thing about France and Turkey, but they hate the Turks. I mean, even in the Mediterranean, they've
Mm-hmm.
been having the French warships on the NATO pulled out because they were in conflict with the Turks. The NATO
Mm-hmm.
Turks. Yeah. So the thing is that the French are very hypocritical when it comes to these things. They're not consistent. They're not consistent. Yeah. So all these societies
Yeah.
are the same, man. America is the same way. Very hypocritical. They tell you one thing and they themselves do the same thing. They said, don't influence our election. Yes, they influence everybody's election. Don't go and kill people. Yet they go and kill people. I mean, it's hypocritical. Don't violate human rights of people, democracy. When in America you have some of the worst racism in the world. I mean, it's hypocritical. You see what I mean?
I see very well, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. And
Unfortunately.
everywhere, yeah. But your point is well taken. So, I guess this is going to be another feather in the hat. We call it a feather in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's going to be another issue of contention that's going to be added to the litany of contention. I write that word for you. Issue
Mm-hmm.
of
Issue, I know.
contention.
Issue it means like topic, maybe. Like topic.
Yeah. If
Subject.
if you issue of contention means an issue where the
Uh-huh.
people have different point of views on. Okay, issue of contention. Okay.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I respect Atatürk because of
Mhm.
that.
Right.
They only think peace, right?
Mhm.
And improve
Right.
develop your countries. They thought
Right. Right.
they
Mhm.
he thought he respected all countries
Mhm.
and he tried to peace other countries.
Right.
As you know, Turkey fought with Greece. Although it
Right.
was freeze, Atatürk tried
Mhm.
to make a peace with them
Mhm.
in
Right.
this term, in
Right.
this time, in that time. That's
Right.
why we have to we need to man like him, right? We need to I'm sorry, I didn't find.
Think.
Yeah, and uh, that's why I love you. Because of this reason, you are so honest man, and I usually try to honest man. I don't want to try like Muslim, or I am a Muslim, but I don't want to think like Muslim and Turk.
Right.
I don't want
Right.
to evaluate
Right.
all situation,
Right.
right? For example, I have to, and I should read European newspapers and news, and at the same time other news. That's why
Right.
I can make a good decision like this.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. You cannot let emotions get in the way.
Hmm.
You see, you cannot, and the most capricious thing that one could do is the religion. Religion is such a dangerous method. Religion is supposed to be a peaceful means of
Hmm.
living your life. Okay, it's supposed to give you a doctrine of how to live your life on a daily basis. Yet
Hmm.
today, religion is a very divisive way of people of living. The Christians on one side, Muslims on the other side. Even within the religious grouping, like for example, in Islam, for example, you have the Shiites, you have the Sunnis, and
Hmm.
all of this conflict that goes on between them. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So and the thing is, the more people get emotionally involved in the issue, the more they become more. They get more worked up into it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Exasperated into doing what they want to do. So it's a very I don't know. But
Hmm.
as I told you, my
Yeah.
philosophy is very simple. We
Hmm.
have to look at life in a way, in a humanitarian way. We have to look at it from a realistic point of view, from a fair and justifiable way. We can't take sides just merely because of emotions. I deal with people all the time here, especially now that I'm in the US. I mean,
Yeah.
the other day, I give an example. Yesterday, I was driving my car. Okay, I was
Hmm.
driving, and they have a four-way stop sign, four ways. Okay, three-way. There's one stop
Right.
here, and there's two cars coming here, and then I'm here. So there was a guy in this corner. Okay,
What happened there?
he he had this huge pickup truck. Pickup truck. You know what a pickup truck is?
Yeah, I know. Pick up
Like a
truck.
like a truck, a pickup truck,
Uh-huh.
truck.
Yeah,
A
I know.
truck with a back. And in the back, he had a flag as big as the car, as big as his truck. Okay, says Trump, Trump. Okay, and I wish I could take a photograph, man. Then he revved the engine of the car.
Why
Okay,
didn't bomb this truck? Why someone didn't call this bomb this truck?
well, I mean, the point is, okay. The thing is that the guy, screeched off. He took off a- like a like a big dragon, off into, and it exemplified exactly the kind of people that support Trump. You understand me? The
Yeah.
mentality, very low level of intellect, bordering on illiterate people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, almost 50% people support Trump in US.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
last vote, the last
right.
election.
Last election. Yeah, well, I hope not this time, but we'll never know. We will see what happens in a few months.
But
But the thing is, I mean, I'm just giving an example of
mhm.
when you see something like that, Hamza. It's just brings you back to reality of how our world is today. Okay,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just disheartening. Disheartening. You know what I mean?
It,
It's
it was a good example for me to understand uh,
disheartening.
like the situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, my friend, uh, as I told you, my
Uh-huh.
grandfather is so religious man, right?
Right.
And he is the man who
Mm-hmm.
I the most I love it, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say the better way with better way it is. He is the most, how could you say this?
Religious man.
Religious man, and I love him so much in my life.
Okay, so you have a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a
You
lot of
respect him.
a lot of respect him.
Mhm.
And
Right.
normally they don't, as I told you, normally he doesn't like other countries people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
uh, ex, he doesn't like un-Muslim people normally.
Okay.
But
Okay.
after when I meet you
Uh-huh.
with him,
Yeah. After
uh,
we met. After we met.
after he met, right?
Yeah.
After he met you,
Right.
and
Exactly.
he um he first he make a good how could say made a
Mhm.
good impression, right,
Right. Right.
with you.
Right.
And before this conversation, I told him,
Mm-hmm.
he said to you hello. When you
Right.
talk, when you speak them, say to hello to Tarquin, right?
Right.
And
Right.
this point, it's so
Uh-huh.
important
Right.
because uh, there is no important being a Muslim,
Uh,
being Christian, being
right.
anyway, it's
Right.
whoever. It,
Right.
being important,
Uh-huh.
to most important thing is being human and
Right.
respect each other.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
norm we are living different place. You are
Mm-hmm.
living right now is US, and I live in
Right.
Turkey, and we
Right.
are far from here, and
Right.
we have seen it face to face before.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I like you like I like my family,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So important. And
Absolutely. Hamza, I really appreciate what you're saying, because everyone has a story, everyone has a history,
mhm,
everyone has a life. When we see people, that person was born at some point to
mhm,
somebody, to some mother, okay, and maybe a father along the line, whether that father participating in the growth of that person or not. There was a father involved, there's a family,
yeah,
there's a history, and we have to treat people as you said, in a humanitarian way. We can't judge people. We live in a
mhm,
world today where everyone is judge you. You know, like for example, they love to throw the in America. It's all about liberals. Okay,
mhm,
so they have this term. If you support anything that, as an example, if I support healthcare for all, because in America there's no healthcare for all. Okay, you have to pay for it. But let's say hypothetically, I supported healthcare for all. Nobody pays healthcare. Oh, you're a socialist. You're a liberal. Liberal. Well, it's like if you're calling me a Nazi or something, the worst human being in the world. You understand? Just because you support things that are humanitarian, so labeling people, I hate that labeling people. I always ask
yeah.
for someone, okay, you call me a liberal. Well, what is a liberal? I ask them, what is a liberal? They can't answer the question. You know
Yeah, I
why?
think they don't know what is liberal.
That's the point. They can't answer the question. I said, if you call me a liberal, what is a liberal? Answer the question. They can't answer it because they don't know.
Let's
They just
answer it. Let's answer it.
answer it. Come on, tell me.
Yeah.
You know,
Likewise, in Turkey, there are so many people support Atatürk,
right,
especially like me. But
right, right,
I admire his
mhm,
decisions and his life. I respect him.
right,
But
right.
some people
Mhm,
showed himself, right, themselves to
uh,
support Atatürk, and they use Atatürk. And
uh,
when I told him, when I told them, okay,
mhm,
how many brothers Atatürk has, right? Could you answer me, please?
Right.
They don't. They answer. He had one sister. He has only one sister. He had only one sister. No,
Yes.
you are wrong, because he had sister siblings, right? Okay. Actually, this point is so important, like you said, because uh, we um, there's a word I can use. Actually,
Mhm.
today I tried to use another word, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to practice.
Mhm.
I always give you. I always, when I speak to you now, Hamza,
Mhm.
I throw a lot of words at you.
Mm.
Okay. I give you a lot of words. I want you to, when you listen to the word, try to understand, write it down, and go and try to find out what it means. Okay. Because
Yeah,
I want you to start. Now you're in a different phase. First was the beginning phase where you're learning the basics. You're building the foundation for your language. Now you want to build of it. Now you wanted to. Now you're in the process of rising it up to the level of being an intellectual, what we call academic English. Okay.
mhm,
So when you speak about things like hypocritical, issue of contention, these are not just words that normal people are going to use. You're not going to listen the guy in the street is going to use those. Those are people who have a little more intellectual knowledge, people who have master's
exactly.
degrees, maybe doctorate degrees. Okay. So, that's what I'm teaching you now to raise your level. Gradually you're raising the level. You're raising your level. Okay.
Do you know
So,
that my father told me the same thing about you?
mm,
Really? I showed our videos to my father, and
uh,
he told me, Hamza, you don't know. He tried to teach you new
mhm,
words to understand it, right?
right,
And
right,
I even understand. He told me.
right. That's good. And that's what it's about. Because this is not, I could tell you A, B, C, and D,
Mhm.
but and you can learn that. That's very simple to learn. But you want to rise above the crowd.
You can answer it, my teacher.
No, no, no. I don't want to answer. No, no,
Mhm.
no. It's okay.
Now, actually, I have a topic today to discuss
Yeah,
it.
I see
Uh,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll share with
Let's.
you.
Yeah, the artificial intelligence.
How is Halloween parties? What you can
Oh,
say? How
okay,
is
okay,
Halloween? Halloween.
okay. Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Halloween. Huh?
Oh,
We have
okay.
parties, my friend. Halloween parties.
Fiestas, fiestas.
Fiestas. Yeah. Actually,
Mhm.
Tarquin is in Turkey, and I make a feast
Uh-huh.
like kebab, like same things. But I
Yeah.
promise you, when you come to Turkey, uh, I I'll make a barbecue to you
Oh, wow. That'd be
with my
awesome.
colleagues.
Okay, that'd be.
I'll meet you with
Or
them.
I would love to meet your friends. Get to know people. It's the only
Exactly.
way to be able to understand someone's culture and life. Is to understand to expose yourself and let them to listen to people. That's what I learned. That's how I learned. You know.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I tell you, I'm looking forward to that trip. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward.
yes, I am. So do I. So do you. So am I.
So am I. Okay, let's go to the vocabulary words. You ready?
I am.
Okay, the first one I'm gonna say the word. You repeat it and then tell me the definition.
Okay.
Festival. Festival.
Festival. Festival.
Mhm.
Okay. Festival is a noun, and it means that a special time or event where people, I'm sorry,
Okay.
people gather to celebrate something. Before the lesson,
Mhm.
I eat beans. That's why
I ate beans. I ate beans.
I ate beans.
Okay.
The example is there's colorful street festival happening today. I can give you an example about the festival.
Okay.
And it was a festival in Kadıköy, Istanbul, right? And we enjoyed all of them, all of us.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. That's good. Yeah. So I love I love participating in festivals when I travel abroad. There were almost 50 bands at the music festival. So tell me about a festival in. Give me an example of a festival in Turkey, in Istanbul, for example.
Actually, I'm not good about festival, but
Okay.
In this year, I wanna
Hmm.
go to some festival,
Okay.
and let me look on my phone. It was a festival.
Hmm.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
Hmm. Actually, I'm interested in music festival, right? And
Hmm.
swimming. Maybe it was be festival,
Right.
swimming festival, right? Every
Hmm.
year, and
Right.
but the most I like things uh, books festival
Okay.
because
Book fest.
yeah
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
because
The book.
I'm so interested in books, reading books, and
Right.
um, when I go there and I feel so happy and I meet new authors, right? Books
Hmm.
author. That's why
Okay.
I like books festival.
Okay. So where do you when you go to the book festivals? Um, do they have it? Is it in a particular street, a particular area, or it's all
Yeah.
over the place?
It depends, but I went 2 times.
Okay.
It was not how could you say this? Not particular area, right?
Mm.
It's
Okay.
any place. It was in any place.
Okay. Okay. It's not a particular place. Okay.
It's not a particular place, yeah.
Okay. Great. So let's look at the next word. Light. Light.
And could you light up a cigarette?
Yeah.
I heard of it from a movie.
Right. Could you light a cigarette? Could you light a cigarette? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Now, um, now the word in this context is a verb. A verb to
And
set on. But it could also be a noun. For example, the light was bright. The light was bright. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
for example, I wanna try to make an example to you.
please.
For example, we are in forest, right? And
Mm.
near of the forest, and we are near of the beach or river, and
Mhm.
we had to uh, we need a yeah we should light light a fire, right?
Right.
Light a
Right.
wood,
Right.
and can I say like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Light to wood. Light to wood. Yeah.
Light a wood, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
Yeah. You could
set
light
a
to wood.
fire to set
Right.
on fire,
To set on fire. To
to
set
set
on
on
fire.
fire.
Right. To light the wood to set on fire. Right. So that would be a good example. That would be a good example. Like,
Think.
for example, last night
Mhm.
they it was storming and the lightning set created a fire. Created a fire.
Hmm.
You know? Or this lightning strike sparked a fire like
What a
that.
good that would be a good example. Yeah.
Wow! Last night it was storming here so badly. Ooh. I thought that the thunder. You know, I heard the lightning, and then I felt like it hit right near to my house. You know, I could hear it, boom. I mean, it was
Yeah.
scary. It was scary. Yeah. The next
What you
word would be.
notice?
I'm sorry.
Watching storm is so fun in home, but living storm is not fun in outside. Yeah.
Not fun. Not fun. Okay, bonfire. You know what a bonfire is?
Yeah. For example, we are in the forest. I'm sorry, not forest. I shouldn't fire on the in the forest.
I,
But we are in the different place and we try to light we try to light wood, and then I can say we want to make a festival in there
right,
with
right,
our friends, and we need a bonfire in there
right. You, to put a bonfire on.
to put a
You need a
bonfire on. Yeah.
right. You need a bonfire. Now, I noticed that when you were out, some of the your recent photos, you were outdoors like in a park.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to stay in the park over like at night, you may want to light a bonfire to keep the place warm, or to just light it and keep the bugs away. You know what I mean? Like that.
And, could you actually I understand, I can say, but could you say that again, your question, right?
Yeah, yeah. When you're outdoors, for example, in a park,
Mm-hmm.
you may want to light a bonfire. A bonfire is not a. It's a little. A small fire is a small fire. A bonfire is usually bigger fire. A
Mm-hmm.
bigger fire. Okay, and then people light the bonfire to burn all night. So, for example, to keep bugs away, the bugs, mosquitoes, for example, they don't like fire. Okay, and also to keep people warm, keep them warm, because the fire
Yes.
makes you warm. Yeah. So when you go camping, many people light bonfires in the middle, and then they camp around the
Mhm.
bonfire, so that keeps them warm and keeps the bugs away.
To keep themselves warm, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
like this.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, I saw you. That's why I was saying you were lighting a bonfire. Now, a bonfire is bigger, so you might put a lot of like branches, you
Yeah,
know, kinds of stuff.
I put them in forest. It was
Right, right.
it was a forest near to bonfire, and
Hmm.
I pick them. I pick woods from the wood from the forest
Okay, you picked woods and you put them there.
in
All right, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, great. So let's look at the next one. Rome, Rome,
Rome. Yeah,
Rome.
another place it might be. To go different place without having a particular purpose on as you say, like unparticle place,
Uh-huh.
like you said,
Right.
because I said to you, for example, books festival,
Hmm.
you told me it was a particular place or unparticular place. It might be like this.
Yeah, roaming. Roaming means to go around, roaming, to go to different places, roaming, roaming. It's like um I give you an example.
Hmm.
It's like I'm fighting a little battle right now with my my internet, my company that I have in Spain,
Hmm. Stroll,
because
stroll, maybe.
yes, yeah, I'm battling them, because what happened is they during the plane, no, not a stroll. No, a
Mm.
stroll is different. A
Okay.
stroll is a walk. A stroll is a short walk. A stroll.
Hmm.
That's a short walk. A
Oh, I
roam
see
is
stroll in there.
around. Right. So I'm just giving an example. So the company that I have
Mm-hmm.
for my phone, and also for my internet and all of that, TV in Spain. When I was in the plane coming to the United States, my son had his phone, but he didn't. His phone wasn't on. Apparently, he didn't put his phone on airplane mode, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
which meant that during the plane ride, uh, they charged me 600 euros for
Wow.
roaming charges. You see, roaming charges.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So we have a little fight going on, them and I, right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking on the big corporation, you know. And
Yeah.
they don't know what they gotten themselves into, because, you know, I'm a lion when it comes to these things, you know.
It's
So
unbelievable.
imagine that they charge 600 euros because of the airplane ride from Madrid to United States.
600 euros?
600 euros.
Why? What it was possible that?
Because according to them, because he didn't put his phone off, didn't turn his phone off,
Yeah,
that,
fly mode.
yeah, you know, put it in flight mode, that it accrued roaming charges all the way from Madrid to United States.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it was a child.
It's amazing. It's absolutely
It was
incredibly amazing.
it was a charges. How could you say it? I didn't know
Yeah,
that. The charge was it.
right,
The charge was.
right. Yeah.
That's
It's
interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, nobody I've spoken to it could rationalize what these people are doing. I mean, so, you know, they expect me. It's kind of extortion,
Hmm.
because they expect me to pay that, you know. And I told them, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that.
Did you pay
So
it?
right now, no, I'm not going to pay that. You know, I'm not going to pay that. So we have a fight going on now. So we're in a Twitter fight right now. Twitter.
Hmm.
I tweeted them and they tweet me back. So I'm, you know, so I just got up when I got up this morning at 6. I tweeted them again, responding to their tweet. You see,
That's interesting. I'm so surprised of that. Yeah,
everyone is shocked. I mean, it is so unbelievable. It's
yeah.
so
And I said,
unbelievable.
what? It can be possible that that is
Un-
interesting, my friend. That's amazing. Not
yeah,
amazing. That's weird. That is weird.
it's just weird. But you see, that's the word roaming. Roaming means, you know, according to them, roaming around, going around, roaming. So that's what they use the word roaming charges. You know. Anyway, unbelievable. All right, so let's move on to the article. Would you like to read the article, Hamza?
Yeah, okay. I would. I'll read right now.
Mhm.
Let me start.
Right.
Halloween. Is that correct? Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah. Halloween
Right.
was first celebrated by Celtic people. For them, it was a festival dedicated to the dead. It
Right.
was the biggest and most important holiday of the Celtic year. During the festival, Celtic people would light bonfires for the dead and would even sacrifice animals.
Mm-hmm.
The original name of the holiday was Samhain,
Sa- Sawin.
Samhain, and Samhain. At some point throughout the evolution of Christianity the purpose
Europe,
of
across Europe.
across Europe, the purpose of Halloween was changed. Is it evolved from being an opportunity to celebrate the dead to being the night during which evil spirits are thought to roam the earth. Yeah, now I understand very well.
Mhm.
Nowadays, children and even adults dress up like scary creatures such as witches, zombies, mummies, skeletons, etc.,
Mhm.
and go knocking on their neighbors' doors saying trick or treat. Usually they receive candy or other sweet treats.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has finished now.
Right. Right. Okay. Good. Good. So basically, um, Halloween was originally a Celtic celebration. With Celtics are people from
Hmm.
um, Ireland, and also from northern Spain in Galicia, the Celts. Okay, to celebrate the dead for the dead, but then it's turning to motto. Okay, when did Halloween appear, and what was it originally called? When did it appear?
Okay. Halloween was first celebrated by Celtic people, and it was called Celtic Year, right?
Okay. So the
Originally
question
called.
is, when did Halloween appear, and what was it originally called? So the question is, when did it appear?
Okay. I need. I'm still to decide it. And
It doesn't really tell you. It doesn't really tell you when it appeared.
yeah, it was celebrated by Celtic people, and I didn't find the time.
Yeah, I know. It's been interesting. They didn't have the time. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. And how did the Celtic people celebrate this holiday? How did they celebrate it?
they sacrifice. They used to sacrifice some animals, right?
Yeah, but before the sacrificing the animals, what did they do?
People would light bonfires for the dead, right?
Right.
And continue would even sacrifice animals. Now, yeah.
Right. And they would light bonfires for the dead and would even sacrifice animals, right? So that was the second question. Okay, so what does Halloween mean nowadays, and how is it celebrated?
Okay. I know, but it was from being opportunity to the dead. Now
Right.
it's not. Now to being the night during which evil spirits are to the roam the earth. It turns out from being an opportunity to celebrate the dead to being the night during which evil spirits are to roam the earth. And is that correct up to here?
Yeah, exactly.
And now people dress up. Is that correct? Yeah. People, yeah. So children and adults dress up like scary creatures, and they show shows, how could say,
They go to the houses trick or treating
yeah,
for candy.
candy, yeah. They
Right.
look like they look like zombies after they wear scary, right? They look
Right.
like zombies, witches, mummies, and skeleton, etc. And
Right.
people, when they knock the people doors, people give them sandy, right?
Candy.
Candy.
Yeah, candy. Yeah. Yeah. Candy. Okay.
Okay.
Candy. Okay. All right. So okay. All right. So let's go to the next question. So make a summary of the make a summary. Let me see what time we have.
We have
We
2
have
minutes. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so make a summary of the article, focus on the main topic, and consider which pieces of information are most important. Now, this is something you could do afterwards. Make sure you include details such as what the article is about, who is mentioned in it, where they and when the events took place, and how and why they happened. So this is something that you could do if you want as an exercise. You could write a summary of this article, and then maybe you could print it. You know what I mean? And you could attach it here. We could go over it the next time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now let's go through this discussion. Is Halloween celebrated in your country?
Mostly not. Maybe it's celebrated some part of Turkey.
Mhm.
Some people might be celebrate some part of Turkey, but I haven't seen any celebrate in Turkey up to here. But I wanted to see someday.
Okay. Okay. So you want to see? Okay, that'd be good. So people don't like during the Halloween, which is the last Thursday in October,
Mhm.
uh, last Friday in October. They don't celebrate. You don't see like kids dressing up or candy or anything.
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
I didn't see.
Okay. Here in well, not here, but in Spain, they're now starting to take on that festival. They're starting to now celebrate it. Before they never used to celebrate, but now they're starting to. It's becoming part of their culture too.
But one day I wanted to see. I wanted to go to Europe, any Europe countries to see Halloween celebrate.
You're not really going to see it in European countries. You have to come to the United States to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a holiday similar to Halloween? Do you have something that's similar to that?
Yeah. Uh,
Mhm.
every year we sacrifice animals, right?
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
probably maybe you don't.
That's Eid.
You don't.
Eid. Eid.
No. Cow and sheep, right?
Oh.
Every year. Uh,
What's it called? What's the celebration called?
I'm sorry.
What's the name of this celebration?
No, it's religion things, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And actually, this is not a good example for you. Um, we have a fasting every year. We told you in that time this
Right.
year,
Ramadan. Ramadan. Yeah.
Ramadan, yeah.
Mhm.
And we was in fasting, and after the fasting, we celebrate fasting, right? Fasting has finished, and uh, children go to people's house, and people people give them money and maybe candy or Turkish delight, and
Oh, okay.
children um, children, how could say this, dress up the best cloth, right? Their best
Mm.
cloth, and
Okay.
people visit them each other, relatives and families to uh, their families, and
Mhm.
they respect them, their families, their father, their relatives.
Right.
For example, when I was in my hometown, in that time, celebrate days, uh, I
Mhm.
I go I went to I was I used to go to my grandfather, grandmother, and my relatives to visit
Mhm.
them and to respect them.
Right.
I think it's similar.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a
Wow.
bit similar.
Yeah, it sounds just like Halloween. I mean, it sounds just like it.
Yeah, the best
Yeah.
moment actually in my
Right.
life. The best
Yeah.
moment.
Okay. Now, would you give candy to children if they came to your door while trick or treating? Would you give candy?
Yes, I would. Um, yeah, because our culture, we have
Uh-huh.
same thing in our culture, and especially
Right.
when I was a child, children came to the
Right.
house. Children came to the
Right.
house, and I gave him candy, and they all them they tried to pick all them right on the
Take all the candy.
yeah. How could you say we say
Take all the candy. Take all the candy.
yeah, take on the candies
All,
container, maybe not container,
right. Handful of candy. Handful.
handful of candy. Could you write this word?
Yeah. Handful of candy. Yeah. Handful of candy. Handful of candy. They grab all the candy. They grab the
They
candy.
grab the candy, yeah.
Yeah.
Handful of candy.
Yeah. Now in the United States, you have to be very careful with candy because there are a lot of bad people in this world. A lot of bad people. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So sometimes the people here they put objects inside the candy.
Wow.
Okay. Like pieces of glass or like a pin. And when the people bite it, they get injured, cut their mouths and things. They're just mean people in this world. It's like bad people, man. So today you never take. I would never suggest. I don't give candy because I don't know if somebody comes to my door. It might be a criminal. It might be somebody wanting to rob me. You know what I mean? So he comes dressed up, trick or treat, and I open the door. Boom! He comes and enters the house. So I don't. In order for you not to have someone come to your door, usually outside you have a light outside your door. If you turn it off, they don't come to your door. They signal you don't have candy. So anyway,
Unfortunately, my friend.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. The last question.
Mhm.
What costume would you wear if you were going to the Halloween party? What costume would you wear?
If I were going to do a Halloween party, I would wear lion costume, right? Lion costume.
Why? Why would you wear a lion?
Because lion's the symbol of power. That's why I would. I
Okay.
think it depends, maybe.
Okay, lion coat. Well, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. So you could go there as with Simba.
I was Simba. Yeah. Actually, did you realize that our lessons doing great?
Yeah, I love that. That was
Yeah.
good. That was a good lesson.
Since for 2 lessons especially, it went so perfect.
Right. Hamza, man, you're a good friend of mine, my friend.
Yeah,
I
me
wish.
too.
Yeah, you're working today or you're off?
I worked yesterday, and
Oh,
I left the hospital 8 a.m.
oh,
and
yeah. Wow.
yeah, I slept up to 3 o'clock in the
Uh-huh.
afternoon,
Okay.
and I ate something.
Mhm.
After the lesson, I'm going to the exercise
Nice.
and swimming and
Wow.
Turkish bath, right?
Man.
I return home. I return home maybe 3 hours later.
Wow. So
Yeah.
when you go to the Turkish bath, they give you now. Is the Turkish baths open because the virus is not a good environment for the Turkish bath.
Yeah, actually, I prefer in how could say this quiet times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are less people in there, and water is fresh.
Oh, wow. So the Turkish bath is like a sauna. It's like a sauna.
Sauna, yeah. Turkish
Oh,
bath is also, I can say, um, be called bath. Yeah, it's not a sauna. It's
mhm,
traditional things
oh,
from centuries, right?
mhm.
I don't stay in there so long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's here
Mm. Wow, that looks nice.
to wash body. Yeah,
Yeah. How much does that cost?
I paid all of them 100 liras for 1 year. Bath
1 years.
for
Wow.
yeah, and also not 1 year actually 13 months. And extra I have 1 month and
Oh.
exercise and
Uh,
bath, Turkish bath and swimming and sauna and also how could
what
say
about a massage? A massage.
massage is an extra and but
Oh.
steam, right? Steam room.
Mhm.
It's a good place, right, for me.
That's fantastic.
The time has finished almost.
Yes, and peace be with you, my brother. I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Thank
good
for
day.
everything.
Thank you.
See
Okay.
you
Bye
later. Take care, my friend.
bye. You too. Bye.